What's going on, guys? Welcome back, and today I am very excited to finally be bringing you another Harry Potter related video. Now today I am going to be talking about the trailer for Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore that just released earlier today. Now, just to give you kind of a recap of what I thought of the first two movies, I really love them, and I think they're better than the Harry Potter movies. At least I prefer them to the Harry Potter movies, and allow me to explain my standpoint on this. Don't get me wrong, I love Harry Potter, and I love the original books, and I think, the first few Harry Potter movies are pretty solid, but as you get into the later books in the series, there's so much meat and depth to those stories that the later movies just cut out, and they just become these really bare bones and, bare minimum stories. They're fine, but they only tell the bare minimum of those original stories, and they cut out so much of the meat that was important to that story. And with Fantastic Beasts, it's telling its own story within the Harry Potter world and serves to kind of build out the Harry Potter world. You're seeing different countries of the wizarding world and how they actually live within society with the muggles and kind of the complications of that in the first movie. And, they apply real-world events such as the Salem trials to the plot of the first movie. And this series just serves to build out the Harry Potter world while also telling its own story that is unrestricted by source material, because that was my problem with the original Harry Potter movie series, is that they relied so heavily on the source material without having so much of what was important to those stories, and the Fantastic Beasts movies don't rely on any source material. They can tell their own story unhindered, and that's why I really love them. I really love the first movie, and I feel like I'm the number one fan of The Crimes of Grindelwald in the entire world. So many of the criticisms for that movie are unfounded and are easily explainable if you have read the Harry Potter books. I've read them, and a lot of people who claim they are huge Harry Potter fans complain about that movie, and I'm like, are you really, though? Because if you had read the book, or even just seen the original movies, this is pretty obvious, this is not a plot hole. So, if you didn't like that movie when it came out, I'd highly recommend rewatching it, because I feel like it's not nearly as bad as everyone says it is. And going into this one, I'm just really looking forward to it, there's so many franchises now, like Marvel and DC and whatever else, that I just don't care about, and it just feels good to be excited for something. I'm just purely excited and looking forward to this. Having a 3-year break, getting back into the wizarding world, we're seeing the story continue, and it's just an exciting time to be a fan of this franchise, because it's an entirely new story, and we don't know how it's going to play out. We know the eventual end destination, which is that Dumbledore and Grindelwald are going to have their duel, which was the most iconic wizarding duel of all time. But outside of that, we don't really know what's in store for a lot of these characters that we really grew to love in the first movie, and it's just exciting. I think it's just going to be a fun storyline. It's great to be seeing a lot more of these cast members that were a little bit more restricted in the previous movies having larger roles, for example, Theseus, Newt's brother. He played a relatively minor role in the previous movie, and now it looks like he and Newt are going to be kind of this dynamic duo, and you're going to get to see them interact a lot more, which is really exciting. And, the main kind of controversy surrounding this movie is the recast of Johnny Depp. Now Mads Mikkelsen is going to be playing the character of Gellert Grindelwald. I know there's some kind of controversy about Johnny Depp and his wife Amber Heard, and how people believe that Amber Heard was the real abuser and that Johnny Depp is innocent, blah, blah, blah. And if you're one of the people who I've seen just going around saying that you're not going to support this movie because of the fact that they recast Johnny Depp, then you're an idiot. Because you should not judge stories based on real-world circumstances. It's a fictional story. People didn't get mad when they recast Edward Norton to be Mark Ruffalo in the Marvel movies, but now people are getting mad at the fact that they've recast Johnny Depp. The real-world circumstances don't matter. If it's fine within the story, then it doesn't matter. Give Mads Mikkelsen a chance. He's a great actor. He's played great villains in the past, such as Le Chiffre in Casino Royale. And I feel like as long as they continue the story naturally and don't make his character feel like an entirely different character than Johnny Depp's portrayal, I think it'll work fine. And I'm looking forward to seeing him play the character. I think that Mads Mikkelsen can definitely do a good job. He's proven that in the past. And I'm just really looking forward to it, You got a lot of the characters coming back that you really enjoyed in the previous movies, or at least that I enjoyed, such as Jacob Kowalski. It looks like he's getting more of a role, like he's got a wand now, and perhaps he's a squib. If you didn't know, in Harry Potter, a squib is basically a magical person, but whose magic is just not as strong as a normal wizard. So perhaps we're going to find out that Jacob is not actually a muggle, and that he is in fact a squib. And, I mean, there are kind of some weird things going on, like Tina is completely absent from this trailer, which is pretty weird, Catherine Waterston's character. I'm not sure if maybe she just couldn't make it back for this movie, or perhaps she's just dealing with some sort of depression after her sister joined the dark side at the end of the last movie. But it does look like Queenie's coming back, so maybe she just plays a really significant role that they don't want to spoil for us. But it is cool to see some of these characters come back, although, once again, it is weird, like, certain characters are absent, like Nagini, who accompanied Credence for a lot of the previous film, Ezra Miller's character, and she's completely absent, which is kind of weird. And I am not sure how they're going to resolve the whole thing with Yusuf Kama, because he made an unbreakable vow to kill Corvus Lestrange, but Corvus Lestrange is already dead. So how is he going to make it out of that one? He's like a good guy now. It looks like he's part of the team here. But how? Like, how is he not dead? Because if you can't fulfill an unbreakable vow, then you die. So what does he do now? Like, is he just okay? Is he just not going to die? Like, I hope they explain that part of it. But, it looks fun. You got all the beasts in there. It looks like another fun adventure. I'm looking forward to seeing how the story continues, I feel like giving Jude Law a lot more screen time is really cool. In the previous film, I feel like he did a really good job capturing both Richard Harris's and Michael Gambon's portrayals of Dumbledore in the previous films. And I'm just looking forward to seeing more of him. I think he's going to do a great job. I think he did a great job in the previous movies. He's easily my favorite on-screen Dumbledore. I'm not sure if that's an unpopular opinion, but there it is. I put it out there. And the title is interesting, too, because I'm not sure what it's referring to. Of course, at the end of the previous film, Grindelwald did reveal to Credence, the Ezra Miller character, that he was, in fact, truly Aurelius Dumbledore. So who does the title refer to directly? We see Aberforth Dumbledore in the trailer, and, of course, Albus Dumbledore plays a large role, and then you have Aurelius Dumbledore. Is it referring to any one of them individually, or is it just referring to the Dumbledore bloodline overall? That's just interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what the title refers to. And, look, I'm not immune to the nostalgia bait. Like, Crimes of Grindelwald had a lot of this too, where it's definitely relying on the familiarity of certain elements of the franchise. Like, within the first couple seconds of the trailer, you see Aberforth Dumbledore, the Golden Snitch, and Hogsmeade, and you're just seeing a lot of familiar things that a lot of Harry Potter fans are going to go, ooh, that's exciting, And, Crimes of Grindelwald had that. You had a lot of familiar locations. You had Nicholas Flamel show up, of course, the creator of the Philosopher's Stone. And perhaps some people are bothered by that, and I know some people may accuse me of being a hypocrite, considering that I made an entire video last week complaining about cameos within modern franchises like Star Wars and Marvel. But it just doesn't bother me within this franchise, because I feel like so far in this series, they've done a good job of melding both the old and the new together. In the previous films, in the first one, there wasn't a lot of that. The first one was kind of its own independent narrative and did not rely on the Harry Potter franchise. But Crimes of Grindelwald definitely had a lot of kind of fan-servicey elements and familiarity, but it also built out the world more of, the wizarding world. You had new locations and new places throughout the world that they were going to. And I feel like this trailer is just mostly showing us the familiar stuff to get us into the theater and to watch it. But then when we actually show up, there's going to be a lot of new stuff and a lot of cool new surprises. So it doesn't bother me, because I feel like they've struck a good balance so far within this franchise of combining old and new and creating a really fun narrative in the process. So I'm just really looking forward to this movie. And, I don't really care about the whole Johnny Depp recast. I think Mads Mikkelsen is a good actor once again. I think he can definitely bring a lot to the role. And, you guys just please let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. Are you looking forward to Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore? Once again, whatever your thoughts are, please let me know them all in the comments below. And, of course, as always, I hope you guys have a great day. Take care.